So UPSC has released the notification for CSC 2024. In this video, I shall be discussing with you that what should be your strategy for upcoming 100 days. And by using this strategy, I have been able to clear the prelims examination 4 times. And since then, also have mentored thousands of aspirants in this particular journey, which also includes some of the top rank holders. So let's get started with the video. Now, this particular video shall be divided in 3 parts. Number one, we are going to discuss that what should be the mindset that you should have in this examination, because this examination is not only the examination of your academic understanding, but it is also about your temperament that you have in exam hall. Secondly, we are going to discuss exactly the strategy that you should utilize to ensure maximum number of revisions and iterations. And thirdly, we are going to see that what are the support habits that you will be needing in these days to make it more doable kind of a journey. So let's get started. Now first you need to understand that what you are going to deal with in this prelims examination. First of all, when we talk about the cutoff, for 22 it was 88.2, for 21 it is 87.5. And when we talk about the sheer amount of competition in the prelims examination, we find that 11,35,000 aspirants they filled the form in 2022. In 21, around 10,93,000 aspirants filled the form. However, if you see from the number of forms, how many people actually attempted the paper? So we find that here around 5,73,000 are attempting, here around 5,08,000 are attempting. So just 50% of the aspirants who have filled the form, they have actually reached the exam hall and have given the paper. Why? It is because that in between they understood that something has not worked in their strategy. They understood that somewhere they got drifted. Now we need not to be in this particular pool who is going to give up, because never there is going to be any perfect attempt. This is your attempt and you have to make this attempt as the final attempt. Now, even out of the aspirants who have given the paper, 5,73,000, how many qualified? Just 13,000 qualified. So one thing you need to understand that this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy. Just 13,000 qualified out of 5,73,000. Why I am saying this particular thing? That because of the fact that on YouTube there are so many videos which have created a false narrative that you don't need hard work, only donkeys do the hard work. No, that is not correct. Nothing can beat the hard work. Hard work needs to be in the smart direction, but hard work has to be there. Also, when I talk about the hard work should not be on the basis of your standard. Hard work should be on the basis of UPSC standards. Okay, and for that, I am expecting that you are going to give at least 10 to 12 hours every day. So let's get started. Now, first of all, when before discussing the strategy, I am going to discuss that what are the mainstream strategies that are there, and I am very sure that you might have seen them on YouTube also. So the mainstream strategies that we see on YouTube, they are actually based on the block division of syllabus. So what happens here? We divide our last 100 days on the basis of subjects that we have in prelims examination. For example, we allocate 15 days for polity. Then what we can do, next 12 days let's say are allocated for economy, then 12 days are allocated for geography, 10 days are allocated for modern Indian history, and likewise. Now when I am reading polity for these 15 days, there will be maximum retention for polity. But what will happen, the moment I will switch to economy, my retention will go down. By the time I have come to geography or modern Indian history, there might be the possibility that 60 to 70% of the complicated or tricky concepts that were there in the polity, I might have forgotten that. And the same happens with the other subjects also. For example, when I will go to, let's say, science and tech, I will forget polity, I will forget economy. Now guys, understand this particular thing, that even if you go and ask the aspirants who have given multiple attempts, 3 4 attempts, they will also forget the polity's basic provisions if they have not revised it for, let's say, 30 40 days. So there is a great probability that the things that we have read in the past or in the start of our 100 days, we will forget that, and only the latest things or the things that we have read in the recent past, we will be able to recall them effectively by 26th May when the prelims exam will come. So because our memory is always very volatile, that happens. Fine. Also guys, there is also one more problem. For example, we say that okay, we will fit these particular things in the revision regimen, but let's be little bit practical how this revision regimen works. Let's say, well, I did my polity first, then I am doing economy. So what I say that what I will do while I am doing economy, I will keep the polity for revision. Okay, fine, you can do that. Then let's say I'm going for geography. So you say that okay, in here I will do geography also, I will do economy revision also, I will do polity revision also. Now point is that often we struggle to complete the targets in time. If you have given 10 days of geography, there might be possibility that there even completing it in 10 day might be the challenge, and revision of economy polity with that often becomes a little bit practically challenging. Moreover guys, understand this particular thing, that within the geography also, for example, what you read on first day, you will start forgetting it on the 8th day or 9th day. So within the geography has also to be revised. So this is a practical problem that I have faced during my preparation. So this is the problem with the block division. Now, the approach that we are going to discuss here, we'll discuss that, and also we are going to discuss that why this particular approach has worked for me and whether it can work for you also or not. Now, what we are going to do here? So basically here we are going to utilize the active recall method as much as possible, and along with the active recall method, we are also going to use the indexing approach. We are going to use the index approach. So let's get started with this. Now guys, what is going to happen here? So basically, we will divide our entire syllabus in 5 groups. We'll divide our entire syllabus in 5 groups. In every group, we will take 2 subjects. Now, let's see what are the major subjects that we have. So here we have, for example, we have polity, we have current affairs, we have geography, we have ancient history, we have art and culture, we have medieval history, we have modern Indian history, fine. Then we have, let's say, CSAT, then there is science and technology, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After that, we also have economy, and then we have environment. So we have total 10 subjects that we have, and I have included the CSET also as a component. Why? Because now you see this particular thing that around 2013, 14, this narrative was there that okay, CSAT, you will just see you will just take a glance and that can be taken care of. But now from the past 3 years particularly, CSAT has become really tricky, and even the students who are from science background, they are finding hard to qualify the CSAT. So now the narrative has to change. CSAT cannot just be ignored. So I have taken these 10 components, everything is covered here. Now what I'm going to do, I will club them in groups. For example, first group can be of polity and current affairs. Then let's say second group can be of any 2 subjects, fine. So in this particular way, I'm going to make the 5 groups. Now let's see that how this is actually going to work on the paper. So what I have done, so for example, let's say we are going to start this particular plan from 18th of February. Okay, 18th of February. And here I have decided that okay, I'm going to cover the polity, and along with the polity, I'm also going to cover the current affairs. Now, first thing that I have to do in the morning is that I will prepare a to-do list. I will prepare a to-do list. Now, this particular to-do list will be needing the active recalling. How? What I will do, I am going to open my, let's say, Lakshmikant book, and I will directly will go to the index of the Lakshmikant. So here we have the preamble chapter. Now what I need to do, I need to open this particular index and I need to recall that, okay, what was the text of preamble? What are the keywords in the preamble? Fine, there was the justice, that was the keyword, there was the liberty, that was the keyword, there was the sovereignty, that was the keyword, and whether I am able to recall their basic meanings or not. Now, you need to do it in your mind. Then, significance of the constitution, whether it is a part of the constitution or not, what were the judgments that were given, which judgment said that it is a part, which judgment said it is not a part. Now, when you are doing this active recall, you are refreshing your memory, and it is happening in a very fast manner, because when we read the text, reading the text takes a lot of time. Recalling in your mind, it happens to be relatively an efficient way. And what you can do, you can glance through the entire chapter of preamble, I think in 5 to 7 minutes maximum. Now, there might be certain things in the preamble chapter which you might be having trouble in remembering. So, what you need to do, for example, let's say judgment part, I am not able to recall which judgment said that it is a part, which judgment said it is not a part. So, in my to-do list, I'll say that, okay, I will go through the judgments. Now, understand this particular thing, guys. Now you have entered 100 days, and it is now, if you are a serious candidate, it means that you have read polity at least 2 or 3 times. So you need not to read it cover to cover. We are now fighting against the time. We don't have that type of luxury right now. So the things that are already there in our mind, fine, which are very much clear, we need not to waste our time in reading that particular thing again and again. Understand this particular thing, that when we talk about prelims examination, it is an objective paper. Answer is already in front of your eyes. Okay, sometimes we are able to eliminate two options, but we have a confusion in other two options. Why? Because it is because of the fact that the tricky concepts that were there, we have not revised them. Okay, and when we are reading those things again and again, which we clearly know, we are able to give less time on actually focusing on the important aspects. Okay, so this way you are going through preamble, and this way you will go through the other chapters, and you will just note down in this particular to-do list that, okay, from preamble these two concepts are to be done, from union and territory this one concept is to be done, from fundamental right chapter this one thing is to be done. Now, guys, one more thing is there, that in every subject there are certain areas from which many questions are not coming. So for that particular thing, what you need to do, you need to first of all at least go through the previous year papers. Now, when you can do, either you can allocate let's say 2 days, 3 days for going through the previous year papers. Last 10 years, if you will see, that is more than sufficient. And for and let's say, even if you do 3 papers in one day or 4 paper in one day, then 2 days, 3 days maximum you can cover that. Okay, so for example, citizenship, most many times questions have not come, so no need to fixate over this particular chapter likewise. Okay, so coming back to our approach. So for example, guys, on 18th we are starting. So here I will prepare a to-do list in which I will write that, okay, this thing I need to do for polity. Same ways, then we have, let's say, current affair. So for the current affairs, either you might be doing some current affair module, and if you are doing it, they might be going through subject wise approach, or you might be doing the monthly magazine, or you might be doing the PT 365. So what you can do, you can either take a particular module, for example, environment, today I will cover 50%, or you can take a particular month, that, okay, I am starting from the month of June, today I will cover 40% of the June magazine or 30% of the June magazine. Add it in your to-do list. Fine, what you need to do, you need to simply add it in your to-do list and then sit on your table. Now, I am telling you that preparing this to-do list will actually take around 1.5 hour or 1 hour, but not a problem, because here you are doing this active recalling and it is a part of your revision only. Okay, it is a part of your revision only. Now, guys, so on first day, I am going to do polity and current affairs. I need to allocate 6 hours to both. 6 hours to both. 6 hour polity, 6 hours current affair. If I have taken 1 hour for making the to-do list, then 5.5 hours here and 5.5 hours here. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Next day, I will be going to environment. Next day I will be going to the environment and modern history. Approach will be same. For example, you have prepared environment from Shankar is. Let's say you have prepared environment from PMFIS. So go through the index, recall whatever you are not able to remember, put it in your to do list. Put it in your to do list. Same for the modern history. Open the spectrum or Bipin Chandra, whatever you are reading, what you are not able to recall, put into the to do list. Next day, geography and medieval, economy and science and technology. Then we have the ancient art and culture and CSAT. And then after that, I am going to repeat this particular process again. I'm going to repeat this particular process again. So basically, by this approach, what is going to happen? I will do the basically in the 5 days the iteration of all the areas, tricky areas, or the ones which I'm forgetting. I will in 10 days revise everything, every subject, the tricky areas where I'm forgetting two times. In 100 days, I will be able to do 200 times. Okay, guys, again and again, I'm insisting that we are fighting against the time. Right now, we don't have that particular time to waste on the things which we already know. We need to give our focus on those things which we are forgetting, and we directly need to hit the bull's eye. Okay, so by this particular method, 5 day, then again next 5 day, then again next 5 day. So we have to go on till the examination. Also, see, there are certain customizations that are also possible in this particular plan. Let me tell you that. For example, guys, that what you have done, you might have already attempted some of the sectional papers. Sectional papers. So, for example, I have done the economy sectional paper. So, when I'm going to do economy, one day what I can do, in the 6 hours that I have allocated for economy, 3 hour I can read my economy. For the next 3 hours, either I can solve economy paper or I can revise the economy papers that I have marked in the past, the sectional test that I have given. And here, if you just want to introduce one more customization, what you can do, you can keep the day of Sunday or any specific day on which simply you are going to mark the mock papers. Okay, and I will suggest that the day you are attempting the mock papers, at least attempt 4 to 5 mocks on that particular day. Simply you can buy the photocopy, or if you have joined the test series online, you can give the test. Fine. So the benefit if you are giving some online test on some platform, etc., is that you don't waste time in just marking the answers, because it actually takes a lot of time. So 4 to 5 mock papers you can do. Any specific day you can incorporate. Okay. So these are the customizations that is possible. Fine. So that is about it. And now, guys, let's discuss that why this particular approach has worked for me and how it can work for you as well. Now, so I'm going to give you some reasons here. Number one, guys, that what happens basically when I am revising all the components, then it gives me an added confidence that I am not ignoring something. It gives me a confidence that I'm not ignoring something. Secondly, what happens when I am doing the blocking method, only the latest subject that I have read, that was there in my mind. But now everything is getting refreshed. Everything is getting refreshed equally. Third thing, guys, that see, when I'm going to read polity, let's say for the 10 days or 12 days on a chunk, what actually happens? A saturation develops around, let's say, 7th or 8th day. And in that particular saturation, basically the performance goes down. Performance goes down. And often, because of this particular saturation, a kind of a burnout also develops. A kind of a burnout also develops. But as there is this particular diversity, so this burnout and saturation, it can be avoided, and it has happened with me. So therefore, actually, I really enjoyed this particular approach. Then one more thing I suggested, that I will be talking about certain habits that you need to have for this particular examination. Now, guys, habit number one is that for every day you need to make this particular to-do list. This to-do list will keep you guided. It will give you a very clear priority list that what I have to do today. Second habit is that, guys, that don't. Second habit is that every day, fine. There will be certain days you might feel that okay, I'm not feeling like to read. Just say to yourself that only 2 minutes I'm going to study. because the moment you will sit on the table and you have given the 2 minutes, a momentum will come, and by that particular momentum it will tail you. Okay, third thing is that in these 100 days you need not to sweat over the small stuff. You need not to bother that why your neighbors are too loud. You need not to bother that okay, I have to take 500 rupees from my friend, he's not giving, he's so mean. No, you need not to sweat over small stuff. So these are certain things that you should be keeping in your mind. So that is all guys for this particular video. I hope you have liked it. Thank you so much.